So what you're saying is we're talking, but we're not saying much.
We're talking on a stream to no one in particular, but we're gonna make a shift, and we're gonna do like the hard. Okay, we're recording for real now, kind of thing, where our personalities change and we become podcast people.
We have personalities?
Only while we're podcast people.
Okay.
We are Beer Casuals.
So, I'll probably add that all in. That was probably the beginning of the episode. So, we are here today without Sam, even though Sam is temporarily in the room. It's been a long day at work, and you're not feeling well.
It's been a long day,
and you might nap.
Well, I feel better now that I'm not.
Do you want me to hook your microphone up? We don't have to do your video if you don't like.
I think it was just stress at work.
Would you like?
High five for stress at work.
I thought you were waving at somebody. Because we can set you up while we're talking.
Yeah.
You can set up your microphone. Al's got his tripod. 26 minutes and several technical difficulties later, Sam and Al decided to share a camera. Shortly after they decided this, Sam knocked the green screen over onto them. You guys are going to have to sit really close. It's better than nothing, right? Oh my goodness, Sam. Oh.
Did you record that?
Yeah, it's all recording. Can you fix the green wall? Another 2 minutes later.
Why do I have a Cardassian in my screen?
Why do you have a Cardassian in your screen? I don't see one.
Because move your screen.
Oh, that's Josh's.
Oh boy. Okay, so
technology, it's rough.
Can I have a cup?
A cup, like a mug? 2 more minutes later.
Yeah, did you notice when I was drinking the pop I was drinking?
They're going to assume we've all been drinking. What were you drinking last week?
Well, I had a Coke Zero, but every time I picked it up,
yeah,
at the back of the label towards the camera
to unadvertise.
Well, just because I don't know, I always see people and they blur out product and stuff, so I just said, that.
No, it's not a rule. You're allowed to drink. You're allowed to say you're drinking ginger ale, Sam. Ginger ale is not even a brand name. Okay, so now that we've taken...
No, it's already getting me when it's over your face.
Now that we've taken approximately 22 minutes to set up the stream. Welcome to Mere Casuals, a World of Warcraft podcast. It's hard to say sometimes. I'm Josh / Will Riker.
I'm Alan / O'Kona.
I'm Sam / Rolaren. Why are you looking at
I'm looking at this because it's been a long 23 minutes trying to get this set up. People, we're going to edit this down probably, so people don't understand.
Whoops.
What did you do? What did you do?
I didn't mean to join. I hit the wrong button.
Okay. Because you're also not in the picture anymore. We can just see your hair and your Halloween shirt. Okay. Did you say who you were? I don't remember. Okay. So we're a World of Warcraft podcast when we feel like it.
I feel like my mic wasn't in front of my face, so I'm Sam / Rolaren.
That focuses on Wrath of the Lich King, but not really because I've been mostly playing hardcore.
I haven't been playing.
Sam doesn't really play with us.
It's raining ginger ale on me right now.
Well, at least it's not raining then.
It's very bubbly.
Yeah, it's a carbonated drink. They do that intentionally. It's designed to bubble. So... We're a World of Warcraft podcast when we feel like it. What are when we won't? What? I'm tired now. This last 26 minutes has made me tired.
Who's been up since 5?
Well, you woke me up when you left for work.
So
did you know?
What are we when we're not streaming?
When we're not streaming?
When we're not World of Warcraft podcast?
I don't even know. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what we are.
We're tired, depressed, lonely human beings.
I'm not lonely.
So...
Aren't you?
You're kind of lonely. So it's funny because like back in, I want to say 2000 and something,
Well, that gives us a good 23 years to choose from.
I think it was in World of Warcraft. I don't think it was EverQuest. I think it was World of Warcraft. I started a guild with me and some friends. I don't remember if you were in it or not. You probably were. But the guild was called something. I don't remember what we called it. Something to do with us being old people. Too old for this. It was too old for this. And our guild message of the day has permanently been sent to, and still is, because I checked recently. It must have been WoW. The guild message of the day was, we may be old, but at least we're tired. And it's still there. And the funny thing is, we made that over 10 years ago.
I don't know this guild.
You might not be in it. I wonder if it was an EverQuest guild. I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't think you played WoW without me.
I've played WoW without you plenty.
Well, no, I mean, like...
Even since you started playing.
Well, no, I know. I see every time you log in.
Well, no, I mean, there were...
talking to Bob, and I'm watching Bob stream, and you're talking to Bob. I'm going, hey, Bob, must be nice. You know, my friend, he'll talk to you, but he doesn't talk to me.
That's because... Okay, so here's... Do you want to know why I don't always respond to you in-game? Because I try to, and it doesn't work, and then I get distracted, and I forget. Because I have a keyboard, right?
What do you mean it doesn't work?
It doesn't work. I have a keyboard that I use for playing games.
Yeah.
And the top row of the keyboard is this QWERTY thing, right? So I've been making an effort on my hardcore character. Yeah. I click less and keybind more, which is easy with a hardcore classic era paladin because I only have 2 abilities, basically. I mean, I don't have to push very many buttons. But it has been brought to my attention in the past, not because of anything I did, just because some people like to bring it up, that
you're a clicker.
I'm aware of that. That if you strafe run away, you don't get dazed.
Right.
So usually what I do is I right-click mouse and then strafe. Like, you know how you click and then you strafe like that, right? And that works. But if I'm strafing with my keyboard, then I go click my abilities. And I can't click my abilities if I'm holding down the button to strafe. So I keybinded a left and right strafe button. Right? Mm-hmm. This becomes relevant very shortly. So I keybinded a left and right strafe button, and based on where I hold my hands on the keyboard for my paladin abilities and movement and all that stuff, I keybinded them to Q and R. Q being left strafe and R being right strafe. So every time you message me in game, I hit R to respond, but instead of responding, I just move a little to the right and then go on with my day.
You strafe to the left.
I strafe to the right.
It's
R is my right.
Strafe to the left.
R is my right strafe.
And then you run to the right.
Yes, I run to the right. That's what I said. So that doesn't really...
when you get hit, you don't sit tight.
That's yeah.
It's a strafing thrust.
We're recording it. We're recording an album now.
Yay. Come on, you like that?
Well, I laughed. Maybe I'm overtired. I don't usually laugh at your nonsense, but you know. And also, like... The thing is, I know you're also in Bob's chat, so I could just communicate with you through there.
Yeah.
I don't always see chat.
Bugging you to run me through dungeons.
Well, what level are you? I can. Do you know how easy I can run you through Dead Mines right now? I mean, I'm not going to run you through at 14 because you'll aggro the whole place and get yourself killed. I'll be fine. I'll just escape.
Are you
but
talking about hardcore still?
Yes. Al's hardcore is 14. You should start playing your paladin again.
What about yours?
I have... Oh, the one that I was playing a duo with you?
47.
Yeah, I can do that still. We should start playing, because we have evenings off together this week. We should play our... I feel like this is blocking my whole face.
Yeah, we were liking that.
That's better. We can start playing our hardcore duo again.
I work 9 to 5 on Wednesday.
Okay.
I work all evenings this week.
So we won't even have to worry about Al feeling left out, because he'll be at work. We can get on and...
With Al. Play with Al.
No, to get you up to Al's level, and then we could do dungeons together.
Let's face it.
Or I could run you and Al through a dungeon.
Okay.
No, our duo is like 11 or 12.
She'll never be at my level. Come on, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, because Al will die and you'll be higher than
When was
him.
the last time you played World of Warcraft?
2 weeks ago.
No, that's soon. I thought it was longer. You should come in and play more.
Well, I tried to... What day was it? You were at work, so Sunday.
Oh, the day that I worked for like 11 hours? You had the
Sunday?
van.
Oh,
The day
Sunday
I
as in
didn't-
yesterday?
The day I didn't have the van. Which one was that? Saturday or Sunday?
Do you mean yesterday?
I don't know. Was that Sunday?
Yesterday was Sunday.
Okay.
You don't mean a
That
week ago?
day, it took me 2 hours for my computer to even load, and I got frustrated and I turned it off.
Yeah, I need to fix your computer. Your computer's messed
I
up.
need a new computer.
I know. Oh,
What do you need to do?
I need to apply to new jobs.
Okay, can we do that after the podcast? Do you need to reply? Do you need to apply to jobs while we're recording? You insisted on being on this episode, so you could at least be present and be a part of the episode.
Our public loves
People like it when you're here.
They can enjoy my.
Can't really
Halloween scrub
see
top.
most
No,
of
we
it.
don't like it.
We
Take it
mostly
off.
see hair. Tie your hair back. People will be able to see your scrub top. There you go. You can tie it back, but you know.
Can't even see the mere
don't
casuals
have
on my mere
anything.
casual shirt.
It just says mirror. So, why are we here? Why are we recording this episode?
Because people enjoy listening to us.
And
I
we
don't-
missed last week.
We missed. Why did we miss
is
last
that?
week? I think it was my fault.
For some reason, I thought it was Al's fault.
I know the
Well,
look on
no.
her face. Did you see that?
Because we were supposed to record. We usually record on Sundays,
But you took a
and this was my Sunday off. And instead of having my day off, I was at work for 11 hours.
Oh, please. You went to a baseball game.
Okay, I did go to a baseball game with work, though, which is 3 hours of baseball, 2 hours and 45 minutes of baseball game, and 8 hours of transportation and setting up and doing finance books and writing reports and packing bags and feeding people and administering medications.
So-
it's a whole lot. It's a whole big thing.
Why did you say yes?
Because you got a free
Because
ticket
I
to a
got,
baseball
like,
game.
10 hours of overtime for it and a free ticket to a baseball game. So it
Well,
was.
I guess that makes sense.
I'm not saying it wasn't worth it. I did volunteer to go, but that is why we missed recording last week, because that was kind of our one window when we're usually able to record,
So, just
Why
what
couldn't we
exactly?
on Monday?
because I worked on Monday.
Oh, because I work mornings.
And then I worked on
evenings.
Tuesday, and then I worked on Wednesday, and then I worked on Friday,
we have
Thursday.
jobs?
I don't know,
So,
because
what exactly did you think I had done to stop that recording last week? You had something in mind.
the assumption is that it's Al's fault. Feel like that's the assumption most people make in most situations. So we're here and we're recording now, though. That's the important thing. And we have limited time because Sam has to go pick someone up at school in 45 minutes. Unless we all go, but then we'd have to like pause this and start again. Unless we're done by then. Who knows? We might be done by then. So we're just gonna start.
Bob
We're just gonna
likes
start.
the new setup.
Bob
That's
likes
because
the.
He missed the part where
Oh, yeah.
when I logged in, Al froze.
Well, yeah, Bob likes the new setup, but Bob missed the 26 minutes that it took to get both cameras to work at the same time, and then they still didn't.
Yeah, we were having technical
So now I have to
difficulties
sit
today.
Close to Alan.
I know, it's a struggle.
Well, now you don't have to just lick your microphone.
It's funny that Bob popped into the chat because I was just about to say, why are we recording? Because when I was talking to Bob yesterday, he said we better put out a new podcast episode because he
know.
enjoys listening to it.
I
Did
heard
you
that
shower today?
3 times.
Okay, because I did not.
Nobody
I just
can-
got home from
nobody
a
can
8-hour
smell you
shift.
over the
Well,
internet.
I did 3 times, so I showered once for you.
Okay, thank you.
I still have an
just
extra
worked in
shower.
a
I'll probably
COVID
use
building,
that
so-
up. To,
Oh, did you bring
nice.
COVID home?
Ooh, I probably should have changed.
I mean, I don't think he can catch it from close.
Okay.
But even if he does, he still smells.
Go
So
to the floors, so we're good.
let's go. You can't see the Twitch chat, can you?
Yeah.
Oh, you have it open? Sweet. So we are, like I said earlier, a World of Warcraft podcast. So do we want to talk at all about World of Warcraft? I know
haven't
Sam
played in 2
can.
weeks,
You can.
so-
You can kind of contribute because we'll make future plans that will break. We'll plan on playing hardcore later this week, and then I'll end up just
Hardcore
playing my
live on the
paladin.
internet?
Yeah, that's the way it works. I've been playing my hardcore paladin. Do you know what level my
Did you die
hardcore
yet?
paladin is up to? No, I'm not
like
going to
47?
die. Why would I
47?
die? 47, yeah. So I'm midway through 47. It's actually starting to really roll in the 40s.
It's just starting to roll.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm going to be upfront and say the easiest 20 levels of hardcore are the first 20. I feel like we can agree to that, correct? Lower levels are easier? They are. Don't argue with me. So I am now that I'm in my 40s, though, I'm feeling like I'm hitting a stride where I suddenly have enough quests to do because Alliance in Classic era.
You're grinding to 48.
Well, now, but I mean, the last 3 or 4 levels have been just quest after quest after quest, and like good quests that give me a decent amount of experience. I mean, right now it's like grind to 48, and I have 80% to go, so there's that. Yeah. But
I think the first 20 levels are the hardest because you don't have all your tools.
Nah, I think you're a tool. So the 40s are fun though. Until now, because I have to grind. So I'm looking forward to the 50s.
I have something to look forward to, hitting 40.
Well, the way... So
look forward to? Oh, no, sorry, never mind.
She's not 40 yet, in-game or out. So...
I'm not even close to 40.
So the way Classic Era quest and leveling goes, for Alliance particularly, I don't think Hordes is bad. But for Alliance, you hit these, like, dead spots where I think you're supposed to fill them with, like, dungeon grinding and dungeon quests, which I haven't been doing, because the only dungeons I've been doing haven't given me any experience at all.
Yeah, they're Bob's dungeons.
Yeah. So you hit points where, like, rested XP will be like, okay, you just hit level 32, now grind to level 34, because there's just no, like, prime quests in that range. But I found once I got into the mid to low 40s... I've been on a stretch where it hasn't made me grind in a while. Like, it's just got me doing quests, and it's been great.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the grind does. Bob says in chat, Winky claims that hard mode, Horde is easy mode, but I don't know. I've never tried playing Horde in hard mode. Well, we leveled when we were playing Classic in 2019. Mm-hmm. We leveled Horde characters up to max before we switched to Alliance, and I don't remember these dead spots. I remember it being a lot easier. Like, not easier. Not like I don't know if easy is the right word.
Well, because we picked up every quest. We didn't have Rested XP directing us.
Well, we did. We picked up all the quests, but I don't feel like there was... Even without Rested XP and without it being hardcore, I remember when leveling Alliance that we hit spots, because remember, we leveled together. We leveled like a warrior and paladin together. Remember that?
No.
We did. Because remember at one point we were in Badlands... And I know I was grouped with you at this point because you were there and it was frustrating as anything. We got that quest. There's that quest where we have to go get the drop from the drakes, the little whelps. The whelps in the east part of the zone. And we went over and we needed
like
one... No, this was in 2019.
It was off the drakes.
This was early... No, I'm talking about... There's a quest that has a drop from whelps.
Okay.
I don't remember what it's called. I don't remember if it was the weapon enchant one... Might have been the weapon enchant one. But we went to do that quest, and it was the two of us, and we sat and we killed whelps for like 2 full days and didn't get the drop.
Was I not there with you?
Not for those characters, no.
Okay.
That was... Because I know that was a duo that we leveled together. We must have already... Either we weren't level... I don't know. Maybe you were taking a break? I can't remember.
No, because I remember that we did that, and I was there for a long time on the one character.
You had your druid, I think, at that point, right?
Well, you know what? I think it took a long time on our Horde characters, and it was probably you went and redid it on your...
I'm talking about our Alliance characters.
Yeah, okay.
Because this was my Paladin, and I wouldn't have been playing a Paladin on Horde. But we ended up doing, like, over a full level on this one quest, but that's because the quest item wouldn't drop. And it wasn't that we were in the wrong spot because it did eventually drop. Like, it dropped after a full level of killing mobs. It was insane. Like, I was ready to give up. I almost dropped the quest and moved on, but I didn't. What's the point I'm trying to make?
I don't know.
Oh, the Alliance has the dead zones. Yeah, and that would have filled one of the dead zones probably, I guess. I don't know. But I just find...
Well,
I don't know what I find. I don't remember what I was talking about.
When we were 3-personing it...
That was on Horde, though.
We didn't have... We also did dungeons. The 3 of us would do a dungeon. So
we did, yeah.
That may
it's attribute... It's a good thing it wasn't hardcore.
We may attribute to the fact that we didn't find any dead zones because we had the dungeon quests and dungeon experience.
True, but I also know that like Horde on Classic Era has a reputation for being an easier leveling route, which I can see that because
they have shamans.
Yeah, but that, I mean, like for quests and stuff, like it's more streamlined. It's like they kind of thought it through. Like with Alliance, like Elwyn Forest is really good, and like Westfall and Red Ridge and Duskwood, all those zones are great, but it's like they reached a point with Alliance where they stopped putting effort into it, and the whole flow of the quests kind of falls apart. So I don't know. Maybe they just got bored. I don't know. I didn't notice. So I'm enjoying my Paladin is basically what I'm trying to say. Although it's so hard to not go because I've got a bunch of gold now. I'm up to like 110 gold. And it's so hard to not go to the auction house and like buy a sweet weapon because I'm resisting. Because I'm like, I'm doing solo self-found. I cannot go buy a weapon. And then I'll see someone in like chat advertising like this sweet two-handed sword for like 65 gold. And it's like, I could have that, or mace, sorry, or sword. I guess swords, maces, whatever. I'm like, I could have that right now. But I don't. Because I'm determined.
Keeping that money on that tune?
Well, I don't know. Once I hit 60, the thing is, once I hit 60, and I'm going to hit 60, this is not an if, this is a once. Okay,
I have a question.
What's your question?
What is the point of the character after you hit 60?
I'm getting to that. So once I hit 60, I have fulfilled my solo self-found journey, right?
Not with just you, I just mean in general.
Yes.
Oh, in general, some people, once they hit 60, they roll a new character and level. Some people, once they hit 60, they start farming their dungeon gear and get ready to raid. Yeah. So once you hit 60, solo self-found is complete. So that means I've got a bunch of gold at that point. I can go buy myself some like auction house gear, and if I want to start running dungeons and stuff, I can start running dungeons. But like I want to not buy that auction house gear until I hit 60, because even though it would make it so much easier to have a good weapon.
Bob says he feels that you could still send your gold to a bank alt and still be considered.
Well, yeah, probably.
Whatever that means.
Yeah. Could I send the gold to a bank alt? Yeah, and I've done that.
Send it to your wife.
I've done. Where do you think that gold came from?
No, that was from not from your main guy.
Yeah, that I sent to a bank alt to hold on to give to you.
Oh.
So I did do that because I figure.
Nope.
Yeah, when we made our second paladins and wanted to rush through a little bit. We got us killed.
You got us killed. You're like, stop, you can eat now.
But yeah, giving away gold to your wife does not actually make your run to 60 any easier. No. So, I mean, that doesn't really affect anything. And I've helped other people. Like, technically, solo self-found, you're not supposed to run the same dungeon twice. But I've run a certain someone who keeps dying through Dead Mines a couple times.
Who's that?
How come I've
That's
not
Bob.
been the recipient of any of...
Because you're level 14, Al. I can't run you through a dungeon yet.
Else.
You need to get up to dungeon level.
I have not died more than Bob.
How many times have you died? I think it's a close race.
3.
Yeah, you're tied then. But yeah, my solo self-found philosophy...
sorry, Bob. I saw a bus that I liked.
My solo self-found philosophy is I can do whatever I want if it's not benefiting me in any way. If I'm solely doing something to help somebody else, that doesn't compromise the difficulty of leveling to 60. In fact, it makes it harder because every hour that I spend in a low-level dungeon not getting experience is an extra hour it takes me to level to 60.
Yeah.
So if anything, helping people makes it more difficult. Not that I'm complaining.
Sounds like you're complaining.
Everything I say sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm not complaining. So what... I'm not going to ask you what you've been doing.
I can tell you what I've been doing outside of game, but that's
I mean, if you want to.
Ooh.
That's not what I meant.
What have you been doing outside of game, Sam?
I said that's not as fun either.
It's not as fun?
I haven't really been doing
You seemed like you were having fun.
I don't know, man.
What have you been up to? What character number are you on, Al?
You just said 3.
So he's on number 4. And are you a rogue again?
Yeah. Well, I have
Should have done a paladin.
a paladin, which I was using with Bob. Then I have a rogue, which I might switch to because I like it more. And I've got another... Oh, no, I was doing the hunter with Bob. I have a hunter, which I'm going to turn into a bank alt because... You know how he was complaining? He was complaining about the butt pulls.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Because you have to back up and get range to hit things?
I know. I'm used to just being in there, so I'm melee, right? But when I'm going... Okay, so I move out. Okay, I'm a safe distance away, and I go to shoot. I can't shoot anything. I'm in my dead zone.
It's just awareness. You just got to have awareness.
No,
but are you... What level are you? Do you have a pet yet?
I just got the pet.
Okay, because Hunter changes like 100% once you get a pet. Which you have to make sure of a couple things.
that it's
You
always
have to,
it's
you
always
have to
on
learn,
aggro.
You have to learn growl and make sure your pet has growl on.
Yeah, so keep growl on. Keep it so
I
it
think you have to
automatic.
there's a weird thing we had to do to even learn growl.
Yeah, and you have to make it so it attacks everything on sight.
Yes, turn it on aggressive.
Yes, aggressive. And if you're jumping down, make sure your pet is out.
Well, yeah, because that way you don't have to go pull the mobs.
Right.
That's
They'll-
what I
they'll come
always
to
say.
you.
I always say that auto pull is a feature, not a problem. Like you know how when you're killing stuff and one of them gets low on health and it runs away and it goes and gets a friend. It's running away. You bandage.
We've become that friend.
Yeah. Well, you're running away. You bandage, and then it comes back. One more swing kills it, and the next thing to kill is right there. You didn't have to move. You didn't have to go get it.
Heck, there might
It's
even be 4 or 5
effort-free leveling.
things.
I do that all the time. I'll pull a group of 2 or 3 mobs, and the last one I'll just let it run because I don't feel like walking all the way over there to attack the next pirate because I'm grinding pirates right now because that's what you're supposed to do.
There is one other thing I like about Hunter.
What?
Like if I'm playing with somebody that I really don't like, just aggro a lot and feign death. I mean, there's a good erasure.
Do you do a lot of feigning death at level 10?
No, I don't have feign death at 10.
Yeah.
I guess I can do that on my rogue too. Vanish.
Yes, you
So
could.
long, sucker.
What level do you get Vanish at?
22 or 24.
Wow. Man, you don't get anything good until after level 20. Eh? It must be really hard to get to 20.
I am playing a rogue. It is the hardest class to play.
It is. That's
in
what I've
hardcore
heard.
WoW.
I heard that Rogue is a very difficult class to play, despite it being relatively easy to play.
Waiting for Bob to say something.
Yeah, he's probably given up on us and left.
No, there's
So,
still 3 people watching.
oh, okay. So,
No, we got quite a few in there.
what was I saying? Okay, so Rogue is a difficult class, apparently. The first 20 levels are apparently difficult. What else do we need to cover?
Yeah,
So what are you? You didn't answer. You're playing a rogue? Your level 14's a rogue?
I've been working on a rogue. Yeah, I've slowed down the leveling. So my last level says it took 3 hours and 50. Okay, yeah, because I'm farming as well.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because like I did... he's editing his podcast right now. I did... oh, man, what was I going to say? Oh, level 46 to 47 took me 4 hours.
Okay.
Which wasn't too bad, really, because I was averaging about 3 hours per level for a while, and then I hit a couple where I was probably running around mining more than I was other levels, and smelting and blacksmithing takes forever. Like, have you done any crafting in Classic?
Well, I've done leather working on all of my rogues.
So I think they sped up the cast times on that stuff, but like smelting, if I go in, because as a level 47, right? 46, 47, whatever. What do you say?
So I didn't realize it was opposite day.
So as I'm running around as like a level 46, 47, there's considerably less people than there is at lower levels. Because apparently people keep dying. I didn't know you could die. I thought it was...
Really? Because I have a video which shows you dying.
Yeah, that doesn't count. That was me and Sam. And we were just having fun.
So I don't count.
No, you don't count. So I'm running around, and A, there's not that many people. And B, I feel like a number of the people that are that level have re-rolled already and just didn't feel like doing a profession on their second time around because nobody's gathering stuff. Like, I have my pick of mining. There's mithril everywhere. Like, do you have any idea how awesome it would be if this were the Wrath server?
Right? Because mithril's
Like,
a
there's
rarity.
mithril everywhere. There's iron. Like, I was
It's
able to
mithril.
mine enough iron to level my blacksmithing, and it took a lot of iron. And true silver. I started mining true silver now. You never used to find that. I'll be at thorium soon. Like, it's...
Been mining.
Well, yeah, it's because not everybody...
Bob, you're not
levels.
supposed to mine that.
It's because people that make it to the levels, I feel like they're just dropping. They're not doing professions and just like speed leveling, and figure I'll handle it when I get 60, and then they never hit 60 because I've got my pick of it. I can take whatever. It's just all there. It's great.
Right now, my rogue is a miner skinner.
But the point I was trying to make is when I go to Ironforge and I go to the Great Forge and I see, okay, I've got 70 iron in my bag, I'm going to hit smelt. I can then walk away and like work an 8-hour shift and come back, and my smelting's almost done when I get back. It takes so long. And crafting stuff with blacksmithing, everything takes like 15 to 25 seconds to make. Like, I can sit down and be like, okay, I have to make 10 of these steel bracers to level from like 185 to 195. And I hit craft, and the bar like barely moves. And I've got like a 5-minute wait to make these 10 items.
It takes
it's
a while
crazy.
to bend metal. Come on.
Well, it's a video game, though. I don't want to go through the process. I want it to just be done. But, you know, it takes some time.
So in Wrath of the Lich King, did you get the chef's hat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's pretty sweet.
Yes, it is. What does that have to do with anything?
What?
Have you used it?
Have I used the chef's hat? No, I put it in my bank.
Oh, okay. I
Why?
use mine. Well, if you're going to mass produce food and you put the chef's hat on, it speeds up the cooking.
Oh, I don't actually cook anything.
Yeah.
I don't. If I want food, I go buy it. But like I barely even need to use food, because when I go to raid, which is really all I've been doing lately, when I go to raid,
There's a mage table.
somebody drops a mage table, and then before every boss, somebody drops a fish feast, and I don't have to use food.
Yeah.
I made myself a stack of fish feasts like 6 months ago, and I'm down to 14.
You should smell those. They might be bad.
I don't know. They preserve when you log off.
Yeah.
It's Northrend. It's cold there.
True. My fishing dailies usually stock me up for most of the fish feasts, so I put a bunch in the guild bank for when we do our raids.
I haven't done fish feasts. I haven't done fishing dailies
I don't think
forever.
we're ever going to do raids because no one's schedule lines up. The only day that works, Josh can't come.
Then do it with me. I don't care.
There would be so much noise going on in the background if both of us were raiding. Different
Bye, Bob.
raids.
Later,
Bob's got
Bob.
other things. Okay, so what? What about raids?
Be too much noise if you were both raiding.
It would be too much noise if we were both raiding.
Like
What?
you're doing
Different
a raid.
raids.
Oh, I'm not available because I'm raiding?
Yes.
Oh. I could put my headset on.
I was gonna say they headsets.
See, I was going to say, I mean, like, my raids only take like 35 minutes, but when ICC comes out, it's going to be much longer, and it's going to be Saturday and Sunday. Because progression, etc. But, yeah, and next week's Saturday.
Which?
Just to test out to see if people can show up. Which, are you calling me a witch?
Yep. Should we let that take us to the news? You want to do some news now?
We can do news, yeah. I was going to talk about raids, but yeah,
We'll come back to raids.
sure.
All right. So
Pause for news intro.
it's time for the news.
We were waiting for you to do it, and you weren't paying attention. Are you on your phone?
Phone's right there.
Are you just staring at your hands, wishing there was a phone in them?
Hang now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just staring at your hands, wishing there was a phone in your hands.
So
What is the news,
Some
Alan?
of this is old news because we didn't do a podcast last week, and some of it
I
will
haven't
be
looked at the
expired
news.
in a few days. But Ice Crown Citadel is available on normal and heroic until September 20th at 11 a.m. PDT. That's
PTR, you
Wednesday.
mean?
Yeah, they fixed some bugs in there. They're doing
Is there bugs? I thought it was mostly undead.
Yep. There's a new quest log and quest tracking ability that I've also been testing, which will give you the ability to minimize and maximize the map and
In-game questy, basically.
yeah, essentially. One thing I didn't like, even though I'm not on a horde anymore, I liked this a lot when I was on horde, but they've adjusted the fish in a bucket quest.
There was a fish in the bucket?
Yeah, you know when you dive down and you have to open up the cages, and sometimes you find a fishing rod, but you get enough fish and you drop it off to the guy.
Like in Desolus?
Hinterlands or Desolus?
I feel like it's Desolus.
Desolus.
I've never actually done it. I mean, I did it
Well-
like once, and then I realized I didn't like doing it because it's underwater, and I didn't do it anymore.
Yeah, well, I like the fishing rods that you could find. And I was down there for a long time, and you get a lot of fish. You turn 'em in, but it's 55 silver every time you turn in 5 shellfish. So
It's kind of shellfish of you taking all that guy's silver, isn't it?
it's a gold farm,
Yeah.
and they took it out because the Alliance don't have anything like that. So they said it's not fair, so we took it out. So it's gone.
I mean, it's
they
not
took,
fair.
They took the 55 silver
I'm
off.
playing Alliance, and I don't care.
They took the 55 silver off.
Oh, so you still can do the quest, but you get no reward for it.
Yeah, you'll get the blood belly fish. Yay!
Yeah, I don't care.
And
So they just fixed that now? Like, did they fix it for hardcore?
Yeah, I think so.
Weird.
But I don't know. Now, this came out while we were doing the podcast.
Just now?
Yes.
What?
Ice Crown Citadel launches on October 12th, Wrath of the Lich King Classic.
Oh, see, I'm going to have to edit this and get this out. And we will be breaking the news. Except there's probably like 8 people that have a video up on YouTube already about it. October 12th?
Yeah, well, this just posted to...
Is that a Thursday? Wednesday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
I feel like it's usually Thursdays.
So patch 3.4.3 becomes available the week of October 10th, bringing you the variety of updates to Wrath of the Lich King Classic, including new dungeons, Forge of Souls, Pit of Sauron, and the Halls of Reflection.
I need to make sure I've got my shifts switched at work so I don't miss.
Do you want to help me gear up for those?
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as I hit 60 on hardcore, I'll start running you through dungeons.
Everybody's favorite RDF.
Rage Fire Chasm?
Totally. What's
Razor Fen Downs.
I don't actually I forgot since you said all that. Random Dungeon Finder. Defense Protocol Gamma will open up a new collections user interface and
for the mounts and such.
Yeah. And more.
Achievements?
More
what?
I don't know, it just says and more.
Oh, and more.
So Ice Crown Citadel opens its doors on October 12th. You get to engage the 12 encounters across 5 wings within the Lich King Stronghold. When the Ice Crown Citadel opens its doors on October 12th at 3 p.m. PDT, 2200 GMT globally. I don't think any of those are RTs. Players can undertake the challenge of this raid dungeon in either normal or heroic modes. What modes?
Heroic.
The Shadowmourne legendary quest chain will also be available to Death Knights, Paladins, and Warriors who believe they have what it takes to wield this legendary.
There's no believing. I have what it takes.
Something that Sam will be interested in. So on September 19th, Pirates Day holiday quests will begin. There's a World Quest bonus event. I don't know what that is.
When is Brewfest?
September 20th is Brewfest.
So Sam, you need to start your Brewfest so you can get your mount finally. Or not start. You started it. You need to finish your Brewfest. Oh, guess what happened to me last month?
So this is breaking news, and that's all I have. Should we exit the news now and go into...
Sure. But guess what? Almost news related. Guess what happened to me? I don't know if it was last month or if it was a couple weeks ago, but guess what happened to me?
You went to work, and all day your zipper was down.
No, but that has happened.
Okay.
Guess what happened to me?
I just did.
That was your only guess? So
well, again,
I logged on to my Paladin.
Yeah.
My Wrath of the Lich King World of Warcraft and EverQuest expansion. No, a World of Warcraft expansion. Wrong game. Etc. My Paladin.
You said EverQuest.
I didn't mean to. They didn't even mean to. And I opened up my mail, and someone had mailed me a bottle of alcohol. So I drank it, and I got an achievement. I finished my 12 months Brewfest finally. It took me like a year.
I wonder if I should have that done.
You should if you've been checking your mail and drinking your alcohol every month. And I always pick a random person and chuck the bottle at them just for fun.
I just got rid of the bottle recently because it's been in my bag. I figure I'm going to save this for a special. I don't know who to chuck it towards.
Oh, see, I keep snowballs for that. I think I still have a snowball maker or something. That's something in my bank.
That's an engineering pattern.
Maybe I don't have a snowball. I have something. I don't know what. I have something. So, yeah, that was... I finally finished that achievement.
Oh, you're swapping to Saturday next week.
Yes, I know. I actually did say that when he said it. Well, the thing is, because weekend raid nights are technically Saturday and Sunday. But we've just been doing Sunday because it's tough to split a 35-minute raid between 2 days. Because at that point, I mean, we're going to log on, raid for... Well, it's 5 bosses, too, so you can't split it right down the middle. So it'd be more like 12 minutes and like 22 minutes or something. Like, it gets really weird when you try and do TOGC over 2 days.
Can you do like half the faction champions and then come back and do the other?
Well, you can, but you got to start from the beginning the second time. And we've been doing so good with the TOGC. Like, we got 50 out of 50... like 50 out of 50 runs, like no wipes, like 3 weeks in a row. And then this past week we got 49. We took a step back. Our first Anub attempt was kind of messy. And you can tell when people have been spending too much time on hardcore and have lost their focus for Wrath a little bit. Because they do the thing. I heard this on I'm so ashamed and feel dirty that I've been watching this, but I've been watching the Yasmin Gold hardcore death clip things. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Well, yeah, because they release death clips and every user does a little watch. So you're watching Asmund Gold's version.
Yeah, which I find him extremely irritating, but they're also very educational because I'm seeing stuff and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Like I'm learning how not to die by watching these clips. And he also has a somewhat informative commentary on them. Like, you can just watch the death clip and be like, oh, that guy died. But he kind of explains somewhat why in a irritating kind of way. So I've been watching those. Why did I start saying that? Oh, right. Because he compares, on more than one occasion, he has compared classic hardcore players to cockroaches. He says whenever something goes wrong, they just scatter in every direction. And we had a case of cockroach syndrome on our first Anub pull on yesterday. Because during his submerge phase, he like chases people, and if he hits you, he kills you. But he also, if you run into his like ground disruption spiky thing that he leaves on the ground as he's moving, you also take a ton of damage and probably die. And I think, and you can run him into ice patches, and he like hits the ice patch and it dazes him or whatever. And we had a situation where he ended up going a direction that people didn't quite expect, and the patch was pulled down somewhere that people didn't see, and everyone just kind of scattered, and a few people died, and it was a you could see the hardcore because everybody just scattered like cockroaches, and we wiped. So they tried to keep going. But I'm one of the people that died, and there's no way they're doing that fight without my DPS.
I think you're top shit, don't you?
Well, literally, yeah, I'm one of the number one. I'm one of the top ones.
Yeah. When I watch the death clips, I like to see.
It's not all about you, Josh.
I like.
Yeah, but if a couple of the top DPS are dead, you're not going to finish the fight. That's a serious DPS check. Just saying. Okay, what?
So when I watch the death clips, I like to see the reactions from either like Guzu or Zaryu.
Guzu's so annoying. Yes. You know what I've learned? I don't know. I probably shouldn't say. I probably shouldn't say. Because I shouldn't criticize / make fun of the WoW community on our podcast that's directed towards the WoW community. I'll leave it at I've been watching a lot of WoW streaming lately to catch like the frontier raids and stuff like that, and death clips for my educational purposes. And yeah, I've been watching stuff, and I'm not going to criticize. So I'm just not going to say. I'm not going to say what I feel about things.
Did you see that death in Strathholm?
I don't know. What was the death in
Mind
Strathholm?
control?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I posted a link. You didn't watch it.
I
think that's one of the ones you gave me a hard time. You just watch it. It's 30 seconds of your life. So you know the one boss that will mind control? It's the witch girl. So she's like in the second. She's guarding the second citadel.
In Strathholm? Oh, Baroness.
Yeah.
Anastari?
Yeah. Anna something.
Anastari, I think.
She mind controlled.
She does. I forgot about that.
And then 2 mages just went to town on the mind control person and killed them.
Why?
Apparently, they took that as an opportunity to get revenge over some kind of loot issue.
Well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, that's just stupid. Get over yourself. Who were they fighting over loot with? Like, was it a melee class? Like, it couldn't have been a third mage. How many mages did they have in the Strathholm run?
Well, they had 2. But it was the last cock that got the Kona Cold that got him. Sorry, watching Guzo. He says cock a lot.
Oh, WoW streamers. They're an interesting group of people.
No, but as soon as he's done, like, he just went over and he got in that last Kona Cold and he finished him off. It was like, seriously.
That's low. Like, that's really low.
If that were me, that's like a find him in real life kind of situation.
Yeah, or just report him for griefing because that's an obvious... See, that annoys me too. I feel like I said this in Discord. Watching the streams, everything's a grief. You're standing in the wrong position. You're griefing us. Oh, you started attacking too early. You're griefing us.
Sam,
why are you lining up sight like that?
your,
You're griefing us.
Your other arm? and stretch it out. Just want to stretch it out that way. I just want to see how far. No. Okay, yeah, hold on. This is in the past. Okay, so.
What? Why?
Because my
what are we
head's
doing?
getting cut off.
Yeah, because you killed someone in game and they're coming for you. Why are you moving it over more?
Is that okay?
Well, now we got the edge of the green screen.
All right. I wanted more in my head.
I had the... Well, move your body over then, not the camera. Why do you gotta move the
Is
camera?
that back? Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
You people do the weirdest things. Sam move over like 3 inches, and Al move over like 3 inches.
We
And
also
you're
have
good.
we also. Oh, sorry, sexy. We also
Don't-
have this here.
Yeah.
So moving over 3 inches. That's the 3 inches is that bar.
Lean. You're fine. I can see your head.
It's shiny.
It's just funny. You're like leaned forward, and Sam's like leaned back. So you guys are so out of proportion.
Anyway,
Oh,
Okay,
look,
I
I'm
have-
picking my flight path. You have
I
what?
have to leave soon. So should we answer some podcasts?
Oh, yeah, let's skip to the... Sam wants to answer a podcast question. So we're going to skip forward to podcast questions. And then while Sam's out, we can go back to just talking our nonsense.
gotcha. Podcast
Okay,
questions.
so are we starting from the very top?
How many do we have?
22.
Okay, start.
Okay, so the first one is from Falcon Mick. If you could add achievements to hardcore, what would it be?
Yes.
My idea:
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
was there more?
survive a massive fall, like in Wrath of the Lich King, but with a version for every 10 levels. So people know if you did it as a 60. Another idea would be doing elite quests before X level. Would just have to find a good way to discourage people helping you.
Yeah, I mean, the fall one is easy. You just get, like, slow fall. Or is parachute cloak a thing in Classic? I feel like it is.
I think so.
There's plenty of ways where surviving a big fall is super easy. So, I mean, I don't know. Because the alternative, like the normal, the way you're like supposed to do it is you're supposed to figure out exactly how far you can jump and land with like 5% health left, which is how I always did the achievements.
It's off the Undercity blimp.
Yeah. So
So what achievements would you
what
want?
achievements would I want to see? I'd want to see an achievement for reaching every 10 levels. And I want to see a separate achievement for reaching every 10 levels without using mail or auction house or grouping outside of a dungeon.
I thought of a good achievement.
What?
The close call.
What's that?
Escaping death when you're down to like 1% health.
Oh, 1% scary. 5%?
Well, it's not an achievement you aim for, but
Well,
you
yeah,
get it.
if it's there, people are going to aim for it.
Well, then put it at 1%.
Okay.
See, that is hard to do. I was going to say, as a paladin, I just wait till 1%, then bubble and heal. But getting exactly 1% is kind of difficult.
This should be one of the ones you luck into.
Yeah, maybe. I
If
feel
you
like,
can
is
call it
that
luck.
an achievement? Like, isn't there one like bandage yourself when you only have like 1% health left or something?
Yeah, that's in Wrath. Well, they're all in Wrath.
They're all in Wrath.
I actually have a video of Torash getting it.
I combined those, the jumping off something high and bandaging, because
That's
if you,
excellent use of your time.
it saved me several seconds.
Great management.
What's the next question, Sam?
Snot Goblin, are we done with doing guests already? We are not.
I forgot we do guests.
Like lined up enough to ask people.
I feel that we are occasionally not erratic where we can have a guest, but most of the time we're erratic, so
Yeah,
Getting a
the
guest.
past 2 weeks have been hard to even
on
record.
Sundays, but we switched to Mondays because school started.
But you work later now on
But
Mondays.
now I work later on
so it's
Mondays,
tight.
so I don't know.
And to be honest, we've looked at our pool of applicants and nobody really... No, I'm just kidding.
No, the funny thing is though, we like made the announcement as like we're shifting to having guests every week, and it lasted 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks I forgot that we did guests. And it completely
You
slipped
have
my mind.
suggested guests, and you're like, yeah, we should, and then we never do a guest.
Yeah, because I
Okay.
forget.
Yeah, we didn't
Next
want
question.
anybody smarter than us, but that's everybody, so...
Snot Goblin, he'd like to request everybody's pronunciation of the word melee.
I guess that's yours.
Melee.
You pronounced it, Sam.
He wants to know how everybody, because He hears it a few different ways, and they sound silly if it's not the same way he says it.
See, I always, you know how when you read a word and you say it in your head, but you haven't heard somebody else say it, and then you hear somebody else say it and realize you've been saying it in your head wrong? So it is Malay. Malay is how you pronounce it.
But it's spelled mealy.
It is, and that's how I said it in my head for years. Because I got trained on words by EverQuest. So there was a melee button, which I called it melee in my head. And I also, when I played in a warrior, I had an ability called riposte.
What's that?
It's riposte, but I was not saying it right in my head. But it's melee, I believe.
You would also like everybody to say shaman. How do you pronounce shaman?
Shaman?
No, you don't.
I do. I've always said shaman.
Whatever pops in my head at the time, I think I've said shaman, and I think I've said shaman.
Well, shaman is singular, shaman is plural.
Yeah. Don't squeeze the shaman.
So you have a shaman in front of you, and you have a what is it called when you have multiple? A gaggle of shaman. A murder of shaman. A squad of shaman. A pack of shaman.
I was trying to incorporate the word totem into some of it.
The other one.
A totem, a pole of shaman.
And
'Cause
the
you know
other
totem
word
poles?
is draenei.
Yeah, I don't know. That, I guess.
Strain eye.
I don't know. I don't know when it started,
Because
when
he says he has
classic
zero clue what it's supposed to be.
when classic TBC started, I saw Draenei and didn't register all the letters and just chose not to even attempt. Because I had no idea. I was like Draenei, Draenei. I didn't know. They were squid people.
So melee, shaman, drain eye.
Hey. Shaman can be Draenei,
And melee.
and enhancement shaman is a melee.
Yeah. Just don't
It's all
squeeze-
connected.
Don't squeeze the shaman. Had to get that in a second time.
Any more questions?
I'm getting there. I'm scrolling. Okay, so this is the question.
This is the question Sam wanted to answer.
This is the question from Bruisley. The one that Josh and I, when he asks what's my answer. The question is, would you rather have another 10 years with your partner or have a one-night stand with your celebrity crush? Should I answer first?
Yes, you answer first.
Because the funny thing is, before he posted that, I made a comment to you.
See, I don't remember the comment.
Remember? It was, like, I don't know how long ago it was. And I'm like, Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner are getting a divorce.
I remember you saying that, and I
then
feel
I
like I
was like-
immediately tuned everything else out.
So you want to
said.
have Sophie
And then-
Turner?
Hold on, and then I'm like, I finally have a chance with a Jonas brother. Do you remember?
I vaguely. I feel like if you had a chance with a Jonas brother, it wouldn't be Joe. It would be like Mike or
Mike.
Tim. I don't know how many. I don't know the other one's names. Leo. What are the other Jonases?
Nick.
Is one really Kevin?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right to
Gotta
me.
be the Kevin. No, Kevin.
Do they have a fourth unpopular brother like the
Yes,
the
right.
Hemsworths do?
Yeah. They
So-
do, actually. They
So
have a
just
fourth
find
brother.
Frankie. Is it really
He was
Frankie?
he was on a Disney show, wasn't he? One of the fourth Jonas was
Yeah.
on a Disney show.
Was that what the show was called? The Fourth Jonas?
No. I don't
Should have been.
want, like, they're...
Oh, you don't want the throwaway
I
Jonas.
was-
You want the
no,
main
That's not
Jonas.
what I was saying. I was just like, now everybody knows how young I am because I'm a Jonas.
So which one's the one that doesn't look like the other ones? The curly one.
The curly one.
Isn't one of them curly?
Like he's got a
Like
back
hair
bottom?
wise. No, he doesn't have scoliosis. Like he has like curly
I
hair.
think that Kevin, maybe?
Is it? I mean, you're the expert. You're the one that have the Joe Jonas or no, the Jonas Brothers like pencil
My
case
mug.
and book
Do you
and
still
stuff.
have my mug?
Is it a mug?
Yeah.
If you go get it, can you please not slide back aggressively and knock the green screen wall over
I don't know,
again?
Is it in our cupboard?
I don't know. It's probably in the basement. I haven't seen it in forever. See, she's all giddy about her Jonas mug. I have no idea where. I don't know if it's out there anymore.
She's Jonasing for it.
Sam.
We've got quite a few people in here.
So what's your answer, Al? Would you rather 10 more years with your spouse?
I would rather stick a
Celebrity.
knife between every one of my nails.
Did you find it?
I
It's
think
probably in
it's
the
downstairs.
basement. So Al would rather spend 10 more years with his spouse, he says.
Ooh.
No, I'd rather get an ice pick and separate my fingernails from my fingers
Ew.
slowly, and then
Okay,
go to
but-
the.
Why don't you take
Just
the
so
other
you know-
option and do something with your celebrity crush? Why do you
Well,
have to
I'm
turn
just-
torture
I'm-
into it?
I'm just saying that I would rather do the torture. So
Oh, so
celebrity crush.
the bar has been set too low.
Then I have to
But-
pick a celebrity crush. It'd be a hard one to pick.
Would it?
Just pick
I
one.
feel like you have. Isn't Ethan Page your celebrity crush?
I'm not gonna have sex with him though. I mean, I might cuddle.
Well, Sophie Turner's single now.
Apparently,
Well, apparently, I don't actually know if they're getting a divorce. That's just
the
what
internet said it, so the internet's right.
So I don't actually know.
Hugh Jackman, maybe.
Maybe
He's separating from his wife.
is he? Who's his wife? Do I know his wife?
No, I probably.
She's not famous.
No,
See, I don't think I have a celebrity crush.
no. If I,
So you
if-
want 10 more years with me?
Well, I mean, I figure I'm having that anyways.
You sound so
Well, I
thrilled
don't
about
know.
that.
When have I ever cared about celebrities?
You don't.
I don't think I have a celebrity crush. I can't think of anybody. I can't think of
Taylor
anyone
Swift.
I'd rather have. Well, I guess.
oh, I wanted to bring a song over.
What?
It's a Taylor Swift song.
You wanted to bring a song over?
I'll play it for you later.
You have internet access. What do you mean bring it over?
Which one? He probably has heard
Did you
it.
print it out on a piece of paper? Like,
No.
do you have it on cassette tape?
What's that?
You know full well what a cassette tape is. Do you have it on a... Oh, crap. What's it called? 8-track? Do you have it on an 8-track?
No,
I was
I
trying to
miss
think of the
8
thing
tracks.
for when you were from your age. So do you need to step out for a minute
Yeah, I need to smoke.
and maybe pick a kid up from school?
Oh.
It wouldn't be the first person I discovered smoking that surprises me.
Oh, who? Oh,
Ooh. I don't actually. I was kidding. Some days I wish I did at work.
just
Because then I would
Bum a
actually get
cigarette off of
break.
one of your
No, I
coworkers.
would actually be able to get a break because all the smokers take a million breaks and the non-smokers never have time.
oh, you know what you should do? Go down to Snack Attack. They have the Popeye cigarette candies.
Yeah.
Buy a box of those and be like, I'm going out for my smoke
And just
break,
eat
and
the
then just go sit down on a milk crate outside the door and open the pack and put one in your mouth and just sit down and go, and then just crunch down on it.
Okay.
And just eat a pack of Popeye cigarettes and just say it's your smoke break. Or go outside and burn the building down and say that was your smoke break.
I feel like I would go to jail for that.
Only if you got caught.
It's on the internet now.
We haven't even done it yet. How could it be on the internet? What are we waiting for?
Oh, you guys were talking. I just
Oh,
want to
okay.
interrupt.
So you picked.
I picked-
10 more years with me.
Well,
Oh, no, or do
then
you
you
want Taylor
brought it.
Swift?
I don't know. We'll see. I'd have to think about it.
She'd
Well, I went
she'd
into
make
this-
an entire album about you on a one-night stand.
Then I would be immortal.
Yeah.
That's how that works, Sam. Yeah, no, I went into this conversation just assuming I didn't have a celebrity crush because I couldn't think of anybody.
I got you.
What?
Don't worry. Too,
Well, I just feel like you have things. Like what's...
Well, I want to play a song. I don't know if we can play it,
oh, I don't know how it'll pick up or not.
but if we had to take a break or anything, you can listen to it during that. But
Well, no, let's just keep going because I don't want to stop everything. Sam will be back eventually.
Are you guys going to be done?
I don't know. We'll see.
Streaming kid comes in?
We'll see. So thanks for joining us on our podcast for 45-ish minutes, Sam.
You're welcome.
So what else should we talk about?
What have we talked about?
I don't know.
well,
It's
I've
hard to
done-
say.
So this week I've been working on hardcore again. I went back to hardcore, but I've also been attempting to gear up my main road. In Lich King.
I know a thing that you said something about that you should bring up. You made a comment in the Discord saying that you could feel the absence of bots.
Oh yeah, I went into Sholazar Basin, and I was
Crap, I should have asked her to grab me
I
a
was
drink.
mining,
Yeah, I know. That's why I
Just
was
in there
I was
minding my
prompting
own
you to talk about
business.
that. Yeah.
and I wasn't competing. I came out with huge amounts of Serenite and a few titanium, but it felt like whatever actions they had taken, either they just all shifted over to hardcore,
I was wondering if it was that.
but there was I don't think there's any bots. I don't think there's any bots there. I think anybody I ran into was a real player.
That freaked me out that you were pouring a cup of coffee over your
I
laptop.
saw the look on your face.
What the heck are you doing?
But no, there were no bots.
So either A, their band waves have actually done something about the botting issue, which is a maybe, or B, all the bots are taking advantage of the hardcore. Because apparently, I've heard that there is gold, website gold, being sold on the hardcore servers already at ridiculous prices. Like, I don't remember where I heard this. I don't know if it was on the Bob podcast that Classic Go did, you know, when he hosted it, or if it was on, another episode. I don't know. Maybe it was a video I watched. Man, do you ever get the feeling like you're going to yawn, but then you don't?
No, I just yawn.
Okay. Well, no, I was willing to yawn. I put my hand up and everything, but it just didn't. It just didn't. So
it's because you can't.
I can't
burp.
I can sneeze. Oh, I sneeze loud. I have aggressive sneezes. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, the gold. Like apparently, like 20 gold was selling for like $50 or something. I don't remember the numbers, but like it was starting out. Oh no, it was like $20 for like 2 gold, I think.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it was crazy, like, to start out, because people were, like, apparently, I don't know, were people buying it? Like, I think the prices have gone down. I don't know if you want to check. I don't know if are you checking?
Yeah. I don't know what the official site is.
I don't remember. It must have been the episode with Go, because I feel like he said, like, the name of a website. And I can hear it in his voice. Yes. I can hear him saying it in his voice. So it must have been him. He is the gold buying expert.
So keep talking. Well,
okay, I was just waiting for you to see. Oh, I don't know what else to say. Oh yeah, and when I was hearing that, I was like, man, I've got. I think at the time I had like 60 or 70 gold. I was like, man, I should sell my gold. I could like pay for like the rest of the year's subscription with this kind of gold money. But apparently they've got, like, the bots have, like, routes mapped out, and it's mostly, like, mining and herbalism, which it must be at lower levels, because definitely there's no bots mining at my level. Because all the ore veins are just kind of there. Nobody's picking them up.
Yeah,
it's all mine.
I've gotten a few this morning, but sometimes I get beat to them.
Well, yeah, but you're level, what, 14?
Yeah.
So there's probably, like, if you look at the death statistics, there's a big drop off after level 10, and like there's still a lot of, like, I think the average death level is like 12 or 14 for most classes. So like,
did you just curse me?
There's probably no. You've died enough times that I don't need to curse you at this point.
So
I feel like there's a lot of people around that level still mining and herbing.
30 gold. Looks like it's $10.85.
That's still expensive.
Yeah.
But it's not as bad.
That's for Defias Pillager.
Which is the server we're on.
Yeah. Alliance.
Oh, can you imagine, though? Wanting 30 gold so badly that you pay... That's American probably, too, right?
No, 1085 Canadian.
1085 Canadian? Oh, well, that's a borderline good deal, then. I still wouldn't buy it, because...
Do get banned.
Well, it's not even the ban. I don't need it. Or really want it. Like, what am I going to do with... What am I going to do with 30 extra gold right now?
No, do what Bob does. Load your guy up with blues every third level.
But I'm not. I'm doing solo self-found. I'm doing it hard mode. I don't want to do it Bob mode.
Oh no, you have absolutely no use for gold in hard mode.
I wouldn't say absolutely no use. I do have skills to train, but the thing is, I'm barely training any of my skills. Like every few levels, I go to my trainer, and it's like train your skills, and I have like one new rank of a heal, and like maybe if I'm lucky, my seal goes up a rank. But like, there's so much stuff that I'm just not training. Like I didn't train DI because I don't want that. I didn't train res aside from the first one because that was a quest and I got experience for it. So I don't train res. I haven't trained like my shadow, frost, and fire aura.
They should just cut that spell right out of the character.
The auras?
The res.
Oh, well, yeah. But the thing is, they probably just didn't want to, right? Yeah. Like it's extra work. And it's a gold sink for everybody that trains it by accident. So, like, there's those. I didn't train
that's
those.
What we need on hardcore.
I don't train the seals that I don't use. Like, I basically use Seal of Command and Seal of Justice. I don't use the other ones. I could, like, Seal Weave, but there's just not that much benefit in short solo fights. So I don't bother because Like, I don't want to. It's too much work. I want to do as little work as possible. And, so there's all these spells that I just haven't trained.
Yeah, I haven't taken my backstab and stuff like that, because I usually just attack from the front anyway, so I don't pay the money on it.
You don't sneak up and open with a backstab? What do you open with? Or do you just run in and start meleeing?
Well, even if I do sneak up, I'm just using my Sinister Strike anyway. Because I'm doing enough damage. Like, it's not hard.
Because here's the thing. Like, I see people talking about Rogue, which is, in my opinion, one of the easiest classes to level hardcore.
Hardest.
It's definitely the easiest class to level. Stub my toe. So I see people talking about rogues, and they're like, okay, well, you take this and you this and this, and you stealth, and you go in, and if it's a high armor target, you open with garrote, and if it's a low armor target, you open with backstab, and this and this and this. Yeah, every time I've leveled a rogue, I just run in and start meleeing.
Yeah,
because
Bob was explaining that to me yesterday, because I haven't really started my tree yet. I'm at 14, but I don't know where I want to put my points yet. And I've never tried sub. And he started to say pretty much almost word for word what you said, so I didn't take any of it in because I have to find it somewhere written down. But first of all, how do you know if they're armored?
You're supposed to know. If it's a caster, it's not. If it's an animal, it's not. Maybe if it's like if the model is wearing armor, maybe I don't know.
Yeah. So it's wow. And you know me and thinking about my characters. This is why I don't play my
here's
shaman.
Here's the thing, shaman. I don't remember now.
It's a shame, man.
Here's the thing I've discovered. Here's the thing I discovered while playing a rogue. So I leveled a rogue, not all the way up because I got bored, but I leveled a rogue to the mid 40s in classic era. So back 2019 before the TBC drop and all that. And I leveled a rogue, not all the way up because I got bored, in Wrath of the Lich King. I think I got him to like 72, and then I just didn't want to anymore, so I stopped. And what I noticed with both of those is I had two options. I could either just act like I was a warrior without charge and just run in and start meleeing and build up combo points, use my stuff, whatever. If I got in trouble, I could vanish, do all the roguish things, right? But I could do that, and it would take me like, I'm making up numbers, by the way, because I kept track of absolutely none of this. And it would take me, say, 8 seconds to kill the mob, right? But if I like prepared, right, and I stealth and I sneak up behind and I do my rotation, right, and I open with this and then I go into this and I get the combo points and use this and make sure I've got this up and I have my poisons, I could kill the mob in 6 seconds. It's faster. But it took me 8 or 10 seconds to get into position because I'm stealthed. It takes way longer to kill the mobs faster than it takes to just run in and just face melee them.
Yeah, you can talent it so you're almost moving at your proper speed in stealth.
Yeah, I don't think I took that talent.
Yeah.
Because, like...
Well, that's just it. When I'm stealth and I'm sneaking, I'm going, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, what I would do is I would get around behind the mob and I would stealth, and then I'd point myself at it and I'd hit auto run, and then I get up and I go make myself a sandwich, and I come back and I sit down and I'm almost up to the mob at this point. So then I hit backstab and I start my rotation.
By the time you get there, your alt account's almost done smelting that steel.
Almost. Everything takes a long time in Classic. But I think that's why I don't play a rogue. I don't have the patience for all the nonsense. Like, I don't want to stealth up behind stuff. I just want to walk up and hit it in the face.
I very rarely stealth up to things.
Well, apparently some rogues have a whole routine they go through. And somebody, I'm not going to name any names, but somebody leveling his rogue in hardcore actually logged out for 5 minutes every time he used Vanish. That's terrible. Why would I want to do that?
So that you don't run into trouble, so you have it when you come back.
But... Do you not, and I'm saying do you not, even though you're not the one that said it, as a rogue, just the general rogue population, you've used your cooldowns because you got in a sketchy situation, and now the options are to start a fight without all your fancy cooldowns, or just wait for 5 minutes to start a new fight. Do you not have enough sense of your class to know what kind of mob you can handle without all your cooldowns? Like, can you not just, like, kill a green while you're waiting? Can you not kill a yellow without your cooldowns? Like, how bad are rogues?
I don't face many greens. So that's probably why everybody's saying, well, kill the greens, you'll live longer. Yeah, but yay.
I mean, I don't get the whole, I mean, I get being cautious, but there's a point where, like, just understand your limits and just go for it.
I mean, right now I'm a little reckless abandon with my guy because they're all green, but I'm just farming. I'm just in a spot where they're doing a lot of killing. I'm just farming leather.
Yeah.
Trying to find a vendor swap. Mm-hmm. So I saw a video on a vendor swap, so I'm trying that, but it's not working. The prices of buying the things is still too high to do a proper vendor swap, so I'd have to actually farm the things, and I don't know if I want to do that. But you know a vendor swap where you create something, you buy the mats, and you sell it for more to the vendor.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not working out.
See, like, I'll use my paladin as an example. So I've got a whole bunch of outs that I can use if I get into trouble playing my paladin. Do you know how often I use them?
Once every 2 days.
I don't. I think I've used lay on hands. Like, honestly, like, you get lay on hands at like level, I don't know, 8. Like, you get it really low. Since I've had lay on hands, which is like 40 levels worth of lay on hands, I think I've used it 3 times, maybe between 2 and 4 times. 4 being the absolute max, and I don't think it's been 4. I never have to use it. My bubble, sometimes I use it just for fun because I don't feel like stopping to fight something, so I'll just run through a pack and bubble and just escape. That's why I use bubble half the time. Yeah. Like, I understand my limits of my class. I know what I can kill and what I can't kill. And yeah, I've got 50 different options if I need to get out of a messy situation, but I also just don't get into messy situations. Yeah. Like rogues, do they get into situations every 5 minutes where they need their cooldowns? Like, are you that reckless, or is it that bad of a class? Is it actually the hardest class to play hardcore?
It's not the hardest.
Like, no. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand the trouble people have sometimes.
Well, when I first started this new rogue, the first 5 levels, I was a little bit reckless. But you should be able to, like... So when I'm in caves now, I usually try and find a comfy spot where I know I'm in between a couple spawns instead of being on a spawn. I do tend to pull like when I aggro, and then move them out a bit as well. So no, it's. I don't see the point of logging out for 5 minutes unless you're deep.
Are you going to log out in a cave? Like, couldn't you log back in and there's a mob on you? Isn't that worse?
But the thing is, if you're in a really sticky situation and you only get like halfway out, okay, I get it. You need to get out the rest of the way. I
guess. But, like, does that happen? Because I've been in a lot of caves.
No, I've just died.
Yeah.
So,
like, I went probably... Like, I'm not usually nervous. Like, I'm pretty confident that I'm going to be fine 99% of the time. But yesterday, I was doing some questing, and is it Feralis or Feralis? This should have been the pronunciation question.
Feralis.
Is it Feralis?
Fearless.
I always called it Feralis, but I don't know. Whatever it is, I was leveling in the F word. I was doing some questing, right?
Fuck.
And I'm over in Feathermoon, another F word. I'm over in Feathermoon Stronghold, and I get the quest to go kill the Naga. So I go kill the Naga, and I come back, and I get a follow-up quest
Naga. Okay.
to go down to the Isle of Dread.
So much trouble.
Oh, you're gonna get canceled, Al.
Sorry, everybody.
I get a follow-up quest to go kill Lord something in a cave, right?
Deep in the back, isn't he?
So he's way down in the cave. So here's the thing with this cave. You got to swim over, right?
Yep.
And as soon as you hit the beach, there's mobs.
Yep.
So you got to fight your way to this cave. So to get to the cave, you got to fight your way through this, like, pinched off sheer cliff on each... What's the word that starts with an S? Side. In each side, there's a cliff that leads down to the cave entrance, and there's mobs all the way down. You get into the cave, there's mobs, there's pathers in the cave, and it's not the safest cave. And I'm doing this at level 45. The mobs are all 44 and 45, so it's not like they're all green, and this is easy. So as I'm approaching this cave, my tingle danger, my danger tingle.
Spidey sense.
No, I'm not a spider. My paladin tingle, my pally tingle. I'm going to call it a pally tingle.
Okay.
I didn't say Peter Tingle
I was...
because that's
there's
trademarked.
a lot of...
My Pally Tingle.
There's a lot of things I want to say which are not appropriate right now, so we'll just
Most
go on.
things aren't. So my Pally Tingle started going off, right? And I'm like, this is unsafe. I mean, I did it anyways. But like, I'm like, okay. So I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm going down in this cave. I'm like, okay. So there's a melee mob. There's some caster mobs. The caster mobs cast ice bolt. What's it called? Frost bolt to slow you and stuff. And I'm like, okay, there's...
Do they have a Nova to plant you?
I don't think I got Novad. And I don't think anything netted either. Not that it matters, because I have freedom of blessing of freedom. So, like, that breaks the nets, and my bubble also breaks nets. There's ways. Nets don't concern me, really, unless there's a lot of them. So I'm fighting my way in, and I'm like, okay.
Nets killed my last rogue.
So I know... Paladin? Or Rogue?
Rogue.
Okay, because, yeah, Rogue's hardest class in hardcore, so I understand. So I'm going down, I'm fighting my way down, and I'm like, okay, I'm reaching like the mouth of the cave, and I'm having this realization that if things go bad, it's not going to be easy to get out of here. Like, if I have to run, I've got to run through a lot of mobs, and then I'm in the water. And it's enough mobs that my bubble and lay on hands might not even make me to the water, let alone swimming away from stuff.
Especially when they're swimmers, they can move faster in the water than you.
Yeah. So I kind of, as I'm cresting the mouth of the cave, I kind of had to say to myself, all right, if things go bad, I have to stand and fight. I'm not running. I still have my cooldowns. I still have a lot of options, but usually my first instinct, if things go bad, I'll just run, I'll be fine, because I always have a route out. There is no route out of this cave. So I'm like, okay, if things go bad, I have to stand and fight. That was my decision going into the cave. And if things had gone bad, which they didn't, I would have stood and fought. Stood and fought. I would have stood my ground. I would have gone full Florida. So I'm going into the cave, and I'm keeping track of the spawns. I'm like, okay, there's a spawn here, there's a spawn here, there's a pather here. And the whole way I'm going in, I know exactly what I might aggro and what I might not, and paid attention for the way out, because I figured, okay, maybe on the way out, stuff's going to be respawned. So I know, like, if I'm coming out and I'm passing the fork in the road, I know that if I'm coming up and I've reached no respawns and there's a respawn over here, not only is something going to respawn on me, but I'm going to have the pather as well. So I've got this all planned out in my head. I get down to the boss. He's there in a pack of 3. So I went, and what I actually did is I cleared up another path, like another branch of the cave, so that I had a runway if I had a bad pull and had to run there, which, again, I didn't. It was fine. I was able to pull one of them, and then I pulled the boss and an ad, and it was all fine. But the moral of the story is, I know my class's capabilities, I know my capabilities, and I know when I can run and can't run. So going into a dangerous situation like that, if you know exactly what you're doing, it shouldn't really be unsafe. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine that being different for other classes. Every class has their abilities that they have. So, like, you should know enough, especially by the time you're in your 40s or 50s, you should know enough about your class to know what you can and can't do. Mm-hmm. And if you're a rogue and you're standing at the mouth of that cave, and your thought is, oh, crap, I don't think I can clear this, then you walk away and don't do the quest. Like, you don't rely on...
others go in there, too.
Or you wait and follow somebody in. Yeah. Or group. I guess some people just group. I'm not grouping. I'm doing everything solo. So, it's I don't know, hardcore seems really easy to me if you just think things through.
Well, one of the early quests I did on my new rogue, you know that one where you have to get the shimmering weed? You
Where?
run up, it's in the dwarven starting area, but you run up the mountain, you kill the trolls, and you pick up the plants up.
Yeah. That you can get out of the baskets?
Yeah. Baskets or drops, right? So I go up there, and already I see there's a mage here, so I run past them, and I run over to get this guy and pull him away. But as I do that, all of a sudden, this other one comes running up the mountain. Didn't aggro him, but that was his path. He just all of a sudden ran up the mountain. Then he aggroed on me.
See, I would have stopped and killed the mage first.
He didn't have any. There was no way I can attack him.
What do you mean?
It was a gnome, no mage. It was a player.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like you passed a troll mage.
Yeah. So then this runner started coming up, and I had 2, and I didn't have a lot of abilities at this time. And then Another one aggroed over here and started to shoot. So I ran down. The only way I could run down, I had to run past the mage. I was like, crap.
You just need to make a sorry macro.
So I ran past the mage.
Sorry.
And then once they stopped following me, I targeted the mage again because he was losing his health. And
Yeah.
I ran back and I started pulling him off of him one by one. But he got through and said, sorry, man, I didn't mean to pass through you, but I had no choice.
Was this your rogue? You were on a rogue?
Yeah. But he survived. We survived the thing, and we got each other out of that area. But that's funny. I don't like it when people just dump on you and then they don't come back to help.
Yeah, I've had that happen a number of times, but like, I account for that. If I'm fighting near somebody else, which is happening less and less. But here's the thing that I'm noticing. 90% of the people I'm running to out in the world, my level, are hunters. There are so many hunters.
Yeah.
And they've all got these annoying flapping bird pets. It's annoying. There are so many hunters. And I don't know if they're all making it to 60. Because I feel like there's not that many 60 hunters. But there's a lot of mid-40s hunters. And I don't know where you hit that wall where hunters start dying off. I guess when things get a little harder. Because I feel like hunters have it really easy for a stretch between when they get their pet and when they finally die. But yeah, hunters are annoying.
Yeah, I'm on a hunter right now and turning into my bank ult. But
see, I'm going to finish my paladin, and I've already rolled a warrior and a mage. So I'm going to level those two after.
I was out skinning in Loch Modan today, and I was just checking the edge of the water too for some pools. I'm getting a couple of trunks out of the pools.
Yeah.
And I just said, let me venture onto the loch. So I ventured onto the loch, and I walked over, is it the Iron Wall Dam?
Sure.
Okay, whatever the dam is called. I just looked over the edge, and there's a little lip down there. I said, if I get down to that lip, I can't get back up. And I said, I wonder if there's a spot where I can jump off the dam and survive.
Did you?
No. I really want to try it.
Oh, man.
I really want to try it.
There was... what was it? I think it was...
That could be one of the... Let's go back to the achievements. Surviving and jump off the Iron Wall Dam.
Yeah. There's lots of fun little achievements you could put in. But there was... where was I? Arathi. I think it was Arathi, not Basin. Highlands. Arathi Highlands. I had to go up there and turn in a quest and then run back to the flight path and do the flight path, right? So I'm running, and usually in Arathi Highlands, when I go to the Alliance flight path, I don't take the road in. I just jump off one of the cliffs. And I jumped off the cliff, like on my mount. And I have a habit on my mount. When I go over something, I hit jump. Like I'm in a car and I'm ramping over something. Just because it's fun. But I get to the edge, and as soon as I hit spacebar, I was like, that was a bad idea. Because I'm jumping off a cliff. And I'm like, this is classic. Is it worse for like how far you can fall without dying? I was like, I don't know. And like there was about a 2.5 second period after I hit spacebar to jump, and before I landed, when I was like, did I just die? Like, I don't know, maybe I just died. And I landed, and it took me down by about 60% of my health. And I was like, whoa.
You had that little pit in your stomach.
I was like, oh, that was close. I'm going to not do that again.
That's hilarious.
I need to stop jumping when I get to edges. Like I have this urge. It's uncontrollable urge to jump when I get to the edge of something.
What cliff did you jump off of?
The one into Arathi. Into the refuge point.
Okay, I was thinking... No, I am thinking of the right place.
Like, the Alliance base in Arathi Highlands? It's like it's kind of like
jumping into Refuge Point.
Yeah,
that's not a high cliff though.
It was high enough to take 60% of my health off and make me question my decisions as I was flying through the air.
That's the one I was initially thinking, and I think, okay, that doesn't sound like it's a big cliff.
Well,
maybe
and
it's
usually
over by the mine.
It's usually not.
Cave.
Like it's usually not a big cliff, but like I know, like for example, when you're swimming, the breath bar in Wrath is 5 minutes. The breath bar in Classic's 30 seconds. And I'm thinking in my head, okay, I know I can jump off of this in Wrath. I know I can jump off of this in Wrath. Can I jump off of this in Classic? And I had a few seconds where I was thinking, can I? Before I found out that I apparently can. But I'm not going to do it again Because I don't know, maybe I didn't jump off the highest point. Maybe it's an exponential thing. Maybe one extra foot would have gotten that last 40%. Maybe it's not an even scale. I don't know how it works. I don't feel like figuring it out.
I did notice a few things when I was running my most recent Rogue into on my way to Carnos.
Oh, okay.
So I just came out of the initial starting zone going into the secondary. And the dwarves that are just camped out by the road there, they have a whole animation. They go through this whole little routine. I thought,
do they?
What's this? Yeah.
Oh, neat.
So that was cool. So I watched that. I put that on YouTube. So Mere Casuals, YouTube, if you want to see that. It's one of my most recent. It's a very short video.
I don't always stop and watch that stuff.
And then,
like in-game, I mean.
And then Bob taught me a quick little trick on getting wool in early game if you're a skinner.
Yes, I've heard.
So I made a video of that as well.
I've also heard it's uncommon.
Yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 wool.
Oh boy! Oh, there's
so it's not a deep wool farm, but
if you stand there for days and days and days, it is. You know what? Does wool cloth sell good on the auction house? I don't really use the auction house, so I don't know. Because I mean, there's a bot idea. Program a bot to just keep killing and skinning sheep.
I'll get banned.
Well, if you get caught, yeah. But like back when you could buy 2 gold for $30, I mean, how long would it take you as a bot skinning sheep to make 2 gold?
42 years?
Approximately 42 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you have an army of 3,000 bots, then in 42 years, the price probably would have gone up. You know what I'm saying, though.
I do.
Yeah, you could totally bought that. You bought that. Ooh, my stomach's making noise.
That was your chair.
No, it was my stomach.
Yeah.
What else we got? We got anything else to say? Oh, raid on Sunday. So I've...
Timing.
Let's pause just for a second here. So what I was going to say...
Was I missed?
Were you missed?
Oh, yeah.
Care?
I don't know.
Yes.
So...
Welcome back, Sam. Welcome back.
So what I was going to say... Raid on Sunday. So usually... So there's 5 bosses in TOGC, right? There's the Northrend Beasts... There's Lord Jaraxxus, there's Faction Champions, there's Twin Valkyrs, and there is Anubarak, right? So, for Parses, Faction... So, for Parses, Faction Champs doesn't count. And I have, in the purple, 80-plus Parses on Jaraxxus, Twin Valkyrs, and Anubarak. So I've got them set, but I'm always bad at the Beasts of Northrend. Like, I don't do particularly well on it. I don't know why. It's not that I do badly, even. It's just that there's a lot going on, and there's target switching, and I usually DPS down the snowbolts and stuff, and I don't think that counts for Parses. So my Parses have usually been, like, 60s for Beasts of Northrend, but I broke that threshold this week, and now I've got all of my Parses for TOGC up in the purples, up in the 80s. So I made progress.
Do you think...
No.
Do I think? Sometimes.
I do not.
Do you think that parsing is important?
No, but we have the zone on farm, basically. We go in there, and especially the first 4 bosses, we just easily clear them, and it doesn't really matter. So I look at that as personal progress. How am I doing on these fights? That's why I don't concern myself too much with it. And I know that stuff like Anubarak's always going to be a little bit lower because I'm doing like freedom and stuff on tanks, and I've got stuff I'm doing. So it doesn't matter, but it's an interesting measuring stick if you're just using it for yourself.
Cool.
I've also learned, we haven't done PTR for this week yet. I think we're doing it on like Tuesday or something. But doing PTR a couple weeks ago, Icecrown Citadel's hard. Like, it's definitely a step up in difficulty from TOGC, which is objectively quite easy.
I remember watching one of the fights. I was over at a mutual friend's house, and his brother was playing it, and he was on the doctor, the scientist, the guy that mixes things.
Yeah, I know who you mean. Can't remember what his name is.
Yeah, so that one looks interesting where you got to do different things based on whatever's on the ground.
Yeah, we didn't get to him for PTR. We'll see where we get this week, but it's definitely not. It's not a raid that the average group is just going to roll through. Like, it's once because we tried a bunch of fights on heroic, and then put in some tries. I think we finished one or two of them on heroic, but then the other ones, eventually you tune it down to normal, and it's so different. It's easy on easy's not the wrong word. It's quite doable on normal, but heroic's a big step up. It's actually a pretty difficult dungeon on heroic. But
nice.
October 12th.
October 12th.
I'm looking forward to it.
I won't be there, unfortunately, but
I'll be there the Saturday and Sunday after October 12th.
Because I'm guessing I'll need a certain gear score before I can go into any of these.
I mean, it depends who you're going with. What's your gear score?
Is it a 5, 10, 15?
It's a 25 and a 10. There's a 25 version and a 10 version. And there's 5-man. There's 3 new 5-man dungeons that are out with it, which are fun to do.
So we just need to find 2 more friends.
We have friends. It's not Goblin's a tank. He likes to go to heroics.
Yeah, we got people.
We just need a healer.
If we actually showed up on Wrath of the Lich King servers, I think some of the people in our Discord will be there and they would join us.
Well, we will, but I mean, I feel like right now is hardcore time. And I'm kind of... I know, but you were never into it to begin with. Right now, like, I personally want to get my hardcore character to 60. I need to get at least one hardcore character to 60. Because... Well, yeah, because I know when October 12th rolls around, I'm going to be focused back on Wrath again. Like, I'm going to be running the Gamma pluses, and I'm going to want to run the new dungeons, and I'm going to want to do this and that and the other thing, and I'm going to be working on my Wrath characters, so I'm probably going to be playing little to no hardcore at that point. I mean, I might play some here and there, but like a lot of people, I don't think it's just me, a lot of people, their focus is going to be shifting back to Wrath when ICC comes out, which is, I mean, that's soon. That's less than a month away. Was it 3 weeks?
October 12th.
What is today? I don't know what today is.
18th.
September.
It is not October. Is it only September 18th?
Yep.
What do you know it is? So, what was I saying? Oh, 1 week ago today. Can I end with do we have much else to say?
No.
Can I end with a fun work story?
Sure.
So I was at work last week, a week ago today. So the 11th. And I went into work and I had a bit of a rough. Oh no. I went into work on the 12th. Sorry, I went into work on the 12th. But on the Monday, I had a bit of a rough day. Because I watched part of the Blue Jays game, and they lost badly. I watched the Bills game, the Bills versus the Jets, the game where Aaron Rodgers got hurt. And yet the Bills somehow still managed to lose. That sucked. That was a bad game. I was so disappointed after that. At work that day, I had a migraine headache, and I had to leave early because I felt like crap. Mm-hmm. I didn't get much sleep the night before. I was tired all day. Overall, I had a really rough Monday.
You had a rough Monday?
I had a rough Monday. So I went into work on Tuesday, and I'm sitting there. What? Cranky. I am telling a story, Sam. So I went into work on Tuesday, and I sit down with my 2 coworkers, and I relayed all of this to them. I was like, yesterday was just a crappy day. Like the Jays lost, the Bills lost. I had a migraine. I was tired. And I said, man, this must have been, I paused and I looked at the calendar. I said, what was yesterday, the 11th? I said, man, this must have been the worst September 11th anyone's ever had.
No. That's terrible.
I had a bad day.
Now, you did realize what you were saying before you fully said it?
Of course I realized what I was saying before I said it. It was the perfect setup. I mean, I had an objectively bad day. So that's kind of outrageous, isn't it?
That is.
That's terrible. No, that's not. No.
I had a work story for my daughter, but I won't tell it.
Do you want to tell it before we finish?
Well, it's kind of long and drawn out, and I'll probably forget a few details.
Well, you can.
Well, okay, so we know that she was in Alberta at a resort.
I did know that.
And she was working for some guy who was always yelling, and she was one of the only ones that would look at him and say, you can't speak to us this way. And everybody was like, wow, you're speaking up for yourself, which, shocks me for my daughter a little bit. I kind of like it.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently when they opened, they had a few issues. So some guy came in, had a reservation. They sent him down.
This is a hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was like a 5-minute walk down to his room. And his key cards weren't working, so they had to come back down. And the other one was, well, here, let me just go and try. So they did a 5-minute walk down. She couldn't get him to work, so came back down. They tried to reprogram it. He went down, and it's just wasting all this time. It's like, okay, well, let's just shift you into another room. So she shifted him into another room, but they didn't do it in the computer.
Oh.
So apparently somebody came in later and checked in, and they put somebody into that room, gave him key cards. They went and opened the door, and the guy's standing there like buck naked, just coming out of the shower kind of thing. And he came down to complain.
Oh,
I
man.
don't blame him. I would complain.
And my daughter's like, yeah, no, I agree with you. You should be upset. He goes, unfortunately, I don't have the authority to offer anything except I can give you a scoop of ice cream.
Someone saw you naked, but here, have some ice cream.
Well, you'd take it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably.
Well, there was a number of issues that went back and forth between this couple. In the morning, the guy came down to complain to the owner. Wasn't complaining about my daughter, just about the whole setup.
About the naked man in their room?
Yeah.
Or was this
He was the naked man.
Oh, okay.
And the owner's like, listen, he goes, yes, no. Yes, I agree. I'm so sorry. Can I get you a scoop of ice cream?
Oh.
The owner said that.
The owner. The extent of their recompense. Can I give you a scoop of ice cream?
The thing is, that's probably effective, because if I'm down there complaining about that to the front desk, and the owner stops me and says, hold on, can I get you a scoop of ice cream? I'm going to stop and start laughing, and suddenly I'm not upset anymore. Yeah. So
I was actually thinking in the shower today that might actually be effective.
I think it would be.
So ice cream,
because it's so just out of nowhere
in the world.
Well, I mean, unless you're lactose intolerant.
Well, I'll still eat
and then it's still the answer to your
eat it.
problem, but it's more problems for the people around you.
She like a scoop of. So I think.
What kind of ice cream was it?
Well, I guess she had a choice.
Oh, see, that makes it better.
See, now when I'm at
See,
work,
some nice like chocolate fudge brownie, or
we
like
get
Reese's
Blizzards.
peanut butter cup.
Let's go get Blizzards.
So
Right now, we're recording a podcast, Sam.
So when I'm at work, and I have upset members going forward,
Mm-hmm.
like I say, can I get you a scoop of ice cream?
Can I get you some soft serve? Because Costco doesn't have scoops of ice
Yeah,
cream;
I
they
know.
have soft serve.
Let me get you a soft serve.
Yes, doesn't work as well though, because soft serve's kind of crap.
No,
But
soft serve upsets my stomach more than scoops.
that's weird because it's not real. Does it give you the poops instead? Unlike the scoops,
What? I'm not
scoops
talking
and
about that
scoops
right
and
now.
poops rhymes. I wanted to rhyme. All
I
right,
thought that was funny.
it was funny. Now are we done?
Oh, I walked into the bookstore.
Okay, so we're not done.
Oh yeah, let me tell you this about
Okay.
bookstore. I sent you a picture of the books.
I'm trying to know when to hit stop on the record.
no, this is a cool story. So I walked into a bookstore, not a new.
Yeah, so an old one.
Yeah, and you're familiar with this bookstore. How familiar are you with it?
I've been in it, but I know it's pretty crowded.
They've got that handle on the wall.
I don't remember a handle on the wall.
So when I'm pulling on the handle, pushing on nothing, it's on the wall. So then I said, crap.
Why do they have a handle on the wall?
Well, I guess for old people to grab and pull themselves up.
Oh, okay.
So I walked in and I opened up the door and I said, because I have a complaint. I was like, what is this? The building on the outside, you have the handle on the wall. I was sitting there tugging on that for a while before I realized. He said, oh, tough luck then. And I looked at him and I said, you have no idea how jealous I am that you just said that to me. I can't do that at work. So I was in there to get a wheel of
He
time.
probably owns the bookstore.
No, I don't think he does.
No?
But he might. But I was
It's
in
a small independent bookstore. I would assume that most of the staff are the guy that owns it.
Possibly. I've never seen that guy in there before. I've always seen a young lady.
Oh. See,
But-
the young lady's probably an employee.
I was looking for a Wheel of Time book. So he helped me find it, and then I looked at the Star Trek books.
I do have the Eye of the World. I thought I lost it.
So
It's right there.
the two books that I saw that I wanted was for the Star Trek books was I just knew them a second ago. The Lost Years.
Something about Spock.
The Lost Years and Prime Directive. I had read them before, and I wanted to revisit them.
Mhm.
And then I opened up the books as, these are written, and they're talking about the 3 books, and they mentioned Spock's World, and I saw it there. So I don't know if I want to spend that money. I said, okay, fine. I grabbed Spock's World and put it in there. So I got the 3 books and the Wheel of Time. I walked up, and the guy opens it up. He's looking through all the stuff I have, and he pulls out Spock's World, and he goes, okay, we won't charge you for this one. I'm like,
Why?
Because independent bookstore owners are nice people.
so I was
Also-
meant to have that book.
Every time you say Spock's World, I get the Wayne's World music in my head,
Spock's World, Spock's World.
and it so
party
doesn't
time.
fit with the tone.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay.
Are you going to read the Wheel of Time?
Yeah.
Have you started yet?
No.
Okay. It is long. So here's the thing. You know how I said I've read the series twice?
So, to cap off my story,
Oh, you were telling a story. I thought you were
Spock's
done.
World, which I wasn't going to get, I would have spent the same amount of money not getting it.
And so you've got it. That's perfect.
Okay, there. That's it.
So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's a 7th one up there. So basically, when I say I've read the Wheel of Time series twice, I mean I have read the first 7 books twice, and then I've stopped. Because the series hits a wall at that point, and it gets very difficult to get through. Because basically nothing happens in books like 5 through 9.
No, that seems pointless.
You'd think so, yeah. It's like character and relationship development. But if there's one thing Robert Jordan was, because he's dead now, was terrible at, it was writing relationships. He was absolutely awful at it. I have never read more awkward relationships in my life. And he spent several books just kind of...
Pretty awkward.
It's not a
It's-
book, Sam.
Hey, you guys were written by Robert Jordan.
Yeah, basically, basically that.
So,
His relationships in his books are just like us.
spoilers,
Spoilers
and possibly for you, I'm going to say. So, I'm watching season 2.
of The Wheel of Time.
Yes.
I told you, I've read the books a couple times.
5 episodes in, and I swear, like the tough guys, the warriors of this group, it seems they're the ones that are sitting around.
So wait,
Winding
how
up-
are they making...
Yeah, that's the point.
They're the ones sitting around whining about relationship woes, while everybody else is out doing some tough guy
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I find that to be the absolute
Well,
best.
the Aes Sedai are tough. They're supposed to be really tough, and they make a point of, wow, okay, so we had a conversation earlier about not being able to pronounce things. I don't know how to pronounce the girls' names in that book.
Okay. Well, you can watch the show.
Yeah, and I don't remember.
The show's good. I really like
It is
season
good,
2.
but like main character younger Rand's semi-girlfriend and main character Wisdom of the Village, they're supposed to be like tough. They are in the books. They're written as
Yeah.
relatively tough characters, especially Wisdom of the Village character.
Yeah. Yeah.
She is. It's not a
picture
matter
her-
of opinion. She's written as a tough character.
I don't picture her as tough so far in season 2. I mean, she's done quite a bit, but
Yeah. She also, so fun thing going into season 1 of that show, I was curious because, so Robert Jordan, for all the good stuff he wrote a darn good fantasy series, but man, there's some stuff he just sucks at. Like, he's not good at, I shouldn't say he's not good at it. He is a good writer. I'm not going to try and take credit away from him being a good writer.
he's no J.R.R. Tolkien.
But, well, no, you could argue he did a better job.
He's no J.K. Rowling.
He's much better than that.
He's
So,
no, who's the other initial guy?
E.L. James.
no, that doesn't
No.
count.
He's not George R.R. Martin.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, no, he's not. Because
writes more
George
books.
R.R. Martin does better at this aspect of it, what I was going to say. So, Wisdom of the Village character in the books, honestly, I'd say if you're looking at like books 1, 2, and 3 there on my shelf, right? That's like, I don't know, like 1,500 pages. Out of those 1,500 pages, about 200 pages is just, I mean, scattered throughout the books, of course. About 200 pages worth of writing is Wisdom of the Village character pulling her own hair. That is the only way he knows how to show that she is feeling uncomfortable, is she yanks on her braid constantly. Like every 2 pages, there's a couple sentences dedicated to what's her name stood there tugging on her braid. And I was kind of curious if the show was going to depict her just walking around the world, just yanking on her hair constantly.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I know. I was happy about that. It was the most irritating thing. Every time it happened, she honestly, I think she yanked on her braid 7,000 times.
So you're saying the TV
in that
series is not
series.
true to the book?
They left out a certain bit of nonsense because a certain author isn't good at adding emotion to his characters without like them repeated. Oops! I just spit in my own cup. Without having like characters, they all have like a tell. They all have a thing that they do when they're uncomfortable, and they do that thing repeatedly. Like he doesn't know how else to show it. So like every time something happens, yank, yank, and it's like. I just picture it in my head. And first of all, like, how do you even do that? Like, have you ever had the urge, like, when you feel slightly uncomfortable to yank on your hair?
No.
Like, how does that even happen? Like, is it on her back?
It's
Does she reach around and two-hand it like that? Is it over her shoulder and she's yanking on it like this?
It's got to be easily accessible.
Is it a double braid and she's walking around like this?
It's a nervous thing. Like, I have this, right? And every now and then I mean...
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just I found it annoying, and it wasn't in the series, and that has nothing to do with anything. And I feel like we should have ended this podcast like 10 minutes ago. What?
How is the Wheel of Time coming back on?
What do you mean?
No other shows are.
What do you mean?
Because of the writer's strike.
He wrote it like 20 years ago.
I know. So
Also, they filmed this season like 2 years ago. It's been in post-production forever.
Oh.
And just a quick thing. Ahsoka, the Star Wars thing, they brought the Force back to a mystic thing as opposed to these little mini-chlorians. I'm just so happy about that. Okay, I'll leave that at that.
They
I know you don't
broke with official Star Wars canon?
Okay, I'm hungry.
Yeah. I've been trying to end this for a while, but you guys keep talking.
Yeah, we should end. That's outrageous.
Every time.